And hello yet again. Last time we were almost started a crucial part that has like some no return points. Wait, I do have a different shirt. Oh yeah, this one. Huh. So can I find the helmet before this part? Or is it endgame or not also? Oh wait, there's something else here. Is it the mic or... Oh, it's a spotlight. Tanks of distilled water. Those nozzle-fed bottles. This looks like a tiny chemistry lab. So I guess this is for people who didn't knew that drug laboratory is coming. Is that a little bat? No, just a tiny... Actually, I don't know. I think it's a bird. Oh yeah, the pigs. Also, I'll get my list. It's been 2 days ago. So tell Joyce something. Talk on basic reality of Joyce, the gun, and talk to Katarina. Yeah. Well, the gun is in my tasks, so it's fine. Okay, I should talk to everybody here. Right.
A better deal! Yeah! Medium car!
He waves his hand in the air. The words echo magnificently throughout the nave. Whoa, that was a crazy sound we heard before.
Yeah! It was awesome! And scary! Very hardcore!
His voice booms through the chamber, then gets silent.
Too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! At all!
He brushes his hand through his hair.
It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left! Starts compressing itself and everything around it. Completely fills up the headspace. Extreme!
Yeah, it does sound a lot like black hole.
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
The horn of apocalypse, it draweth near.
Yeah! Welcome to the gloaming!
He grins. Is there anything we can do about it?
Oh! I don't know! Maybe someone can do something with this. I imagine this is the sounds that the future could make.
His mind is seemingly flipping through the options. Sounds like the future could be even more hardcore than I ever imagined. Sounds like the future could be even more hardcore than I ever imagined.
Yeah!
Nothing new with
Yes.
Kim. I wish those options would just delete themselves. It's just sometimes when they go inside the other line, it's just trying to look for grayed outlines if they are the lines that could be containing something.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000!
He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner.
Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
What do you propose as the name, Andre? Axel, what would you suggest as the name? Egghead, Noid, Suna, Kim. Kim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
An underground place with no name.
Boring.
Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
No name club.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
There's no option to leave them and ask Crabman. Suna, what Suna, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Seal, what would you suggest as the name?
How about something simple? Like the
God
club?
damn it, why are you so lame, everybody? Like, Jesus
Too
Christ.
modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue.
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
Can I even... I guess I'll get the options after I proceed. Oh, Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
The freak with the large head yells from the stage, waving his hands in the air.
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the nega!
A witless, victorious smile adorns his face.
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
What do you propose as the name, Andre? Should be something related to the Pale, I think. If we have a tiny dot in space that eats up the matter, or I guess information and sound. What do you propose as the name, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
He appears to mull it over, one hand idly touching his hair.
Andre's overthinking it.
Says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
The speed freak with yellow beads around his neck is looking at you.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Not much options, really. And no option to give it the one that we asked about. River Show West, no truce with the Furies, or Disco Elysium. I mean, what the fuck are those two? I just don't want to name it Disco Elysium because it's so obvious. But other options are so lame and boring. Like, No Truce with the Fury is also a super mouthful to say. Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
Now that's kind of strange. You're complimenting your own, the name of the game, using the character.
And short. And memorable.
Ugh.
It's settled then.
Yeah, that's strange.
Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
It's like you're trying to explain the name too. A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience.
Turns up the beat.
It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs?
What are you doing, Andre?
I'm dancing.
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
We should talk about it, or we should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights. Stroboscopic. For some reason, stroboscopic effect is a visual phenomenon caused by aliasing that occurs when continuous rotational or other cyclic motion is represented by a series of short or instantaneous samples at the sampling rate close to the period of the motion. Jesus Christ. Just, yeah, when something moves too fast, it leaves itself as a mark behind, basically.
Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but there's a noticeable lack of something.
No way. I've been meaning to ask you what's with the hair.
It's to express my individuality.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
Should I ask him about that? Or is it because you are balding?
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me. I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20.
How old are you, Andre?
Not 20.
Is it important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway,
He looks at the molten toothbrush.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic beat.
goodbye, officer.
We got another skill point. I'll save it for extra tries. Look for Ruby on the coast. Enter the cavern below the Feld building. Then, when you are ready, note: Union and cryptozoology business might end when you do. Union business. I think we did everything in the Union except the gun. Oh wait, I actually didn't talk to everybody.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hole, examining the carpentry.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arms, looking around at the speed freaks setting up shop.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
I have to convince him. Better here than in a tent. It wasn't safe.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it could be something more.
He rubs his hands together. How old do you think the church is?
320 years, a little more. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it. On the coast here was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something. I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. Something more fundamental? You mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
What style is this church building?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmonger, huh? It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
He taps a floorboard. Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Married shit. Virtue and tyranny.
This church isn't painted white as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
He peeks out of the small window in the dark.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss. It was probably white and gold, with light red flower motifs. Part of you, assumed to be lost to nerve damage, knows this style to be Ubi DeLoreanism.
Is there such thing as a Ubi DeLoreanism? Or do I just make that up?
Good catch, Art Cop. The herdsmen of the Ubi Sun Islands come here on the first boats. Their flowery version of DeLoreanism could be what we're standing in.
He crosses his arms.
The Ubi are known for their partiality to socialism and sheep. They come from an island called Ubi Suant, drifting in the Pale off the coast of Vespa. It's the only place in the world that has a question mark in its name. Things are not well there. It's an island of poverty, an anthroponetic collapse.
The question mark comes with the name. It's like they weren't sure when named that place. What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies are perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Cop Man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
He continues without waiting for an answer.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
He kicks the floorboard. First, where is that quote from?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago, an ancient hardcore brother.
What you're saying is religion was stopped being hardcore?
It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false to the core.
He looks around.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
But you guys said Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember? Then I did right not to agree with all that talk about Ecclesiastes being okay with this then. And you propose dance music will supplant this system? Well, I mean, before they wanted to come here, so they had to come up with all kind of excuses why they need to be inside. But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember?
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you.
He points at his friends.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
Then I did right not to agree with all that talk about Ecclesiastes being okay with this then.
The founding party don't give two shits about this place. Look around. They do not have enough love for the human crew to oppose anything anymore. We're on our own.
And you propose dance music will supplant this system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
How do you like the glass work?
I don't. Fuck are giving me the evil eye.
I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Yells his friend.
Mass murder on the floor!
Which is the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here, which is pretty, yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? I do feel there is something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, human? Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore. Do I have a choice here, or again I just do all of them? Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left hand.
This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
I do feel there's something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
It's I don't know. It's a piece of art. Why should you take it down? It also gives this place much more character. Without it, it's just floorboards. Keep it, the beautiful sharp shards, keep her long face and her hair.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion, as if he's looking at a man possessed.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Wouldn't you say she was, you know, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yeah, they hate this too.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days?
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The Anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass murderer. He is not accused of mass murder. Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. Just not her.
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only the Noid. What do I know?
But she was pretty here.
She invented the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconographers. You set the standard, alright.
He turns to look up at her face.
Then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers.
It's anything but soft core. It's terrifying.
You may be onto something, Copper Man. She's got those mass murdering hips.
Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
This leads me to think that I should check the window. Let's talk about...
The mass murderer? Okay.
How are you settling in?
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the Crabman though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all his mother's love stuff isn't too spooky for you?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all. The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
He looks up into the darkness beyond the beams.
Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church, surrounding it, to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly? Come on.
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either.
We
What
already
it
know
does.
that.
But it's what this Sona person is looking for and trying to measure.
He nods toward the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Suna is going to fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in the Martinis proper. Maybe it's the same thing with the UBs who were trying to contain.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited size person.
Well, I'm not sure that every fail is on this thing, but there could be some relation. Well, if it's without substance, I guess there is nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
I think this conversation would have helped me with the role. I should have talked to him immediately. I guess I didn't know that it would lead to that.
Dead body, sure.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our science synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
May I ask why? What good is being suspicious?
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
Why are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? I have... What is this?
No, politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid, probably in Grad.
Does this mean you're mentally ill?
Mental illness is a term the powers use to homogenise people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill, a suspicious element.
Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone, the end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
He shrugs. What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. The young man is dead serious about this. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Sort of like fascism then?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. Fair enough, just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
So you're advocating a noise-based society?
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication, thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table with a smile surpassing your own in wildness. I don't smile anymore, by the way. A total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. Well, the term hardcore also denotes a strain of pornography that depicts penetration. Did you know that?
That's a pretty hardcore coincidence, don't you think?
Yeah!
Let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Jeez. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along, really feel it. What's with the clothes?
They're hardcore.
That's it?
They're just clothes.
I thought there would be more to it.
It's just a style, you know, normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Hardened up your ledger, +1. Paranoid. Okay, we could try. Is there any concept clothes? I don't remember. I remember thinking that there aren't, but oh, yeah, there is a concept. That's also what I was wearing.
What's on your mind?
Aggressive,
Oh well.
monotonous, but also somehow sacred, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine, man. Nothing
one sec.
exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole.
Okay, I'm back. Should I put a point in concept or whatever? It's not crucial to the case. Man. Yeah, let's not. There are better things to put points into.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing.
At the
and
sound
turns
of
to
your
you.
footsteps. I don't like that they completely forgot that there is music just banging. And you should not supposed to hear small sounds.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
But Contact Mike is.
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
She cuts you off before you can finish the sentence. How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the Crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Now, can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Suna.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time. But earlier today she told me about Welkins, and she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Seal grimaces as if it's the first time hearing the word. What about Diago?
Oh, the Crabman. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters.
She shudders.
I just tried to stay away from the Crabman. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
What does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
Oh, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
Thanks about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
What has he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
What's augury? Omen? A sign of what will happen in the future, an omen.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know.
We're corrupt rotten to the marrow. You can't tell us about drugs and shit. I don't give a fuck. On his mother's love.
Yes. Anyway.
Could it be that he's balding? He's thinking it's the last chance.
Come to think of it, yes.
She laughs.
This is the first time you've heard her laugh.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
No, I meant for breakfast, of course for a living.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere.
Is that because of his beliefs? The hardcore and the ribs, the spinal cord and stuff?
Not to sound too dramatic, but I wouldn't make light of his belief system when he's around. Noid's a serious person. He's serious about the lifestyle.
What is this pilgrimage you are talking about?
It's just something poor Forberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Also, I haven't been down Boogie Street. Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember that what sounds like the biggest street in the city? Let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah. I hope you do.
She says, then ends. Actually, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
What's the deal with with the egghead?
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing with when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
He told me as much, but what exactly is a party boy?
And Nordic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
I'm the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s. Stupid rock. The middle one is just boring, but the others are too extreme. No offense taken, go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. Where is he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really. One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet.
She says quietly.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
What does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
But I'm a police officer. You have to answer me.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
That would depend on the circumstances.
The lieutenant taps his foot. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you for some other questions.
Sure.
Alright. Novelty dice maker updated for some reason. What? How I don't like this list. Because you never know what real here and what already passed. Sleeping dock worker. Isn't it in the very beginning and then he disappeared? Abandoned lorry. Also might not be a real measurehead, not real. Padlocked door. Huh. Is that the one that is incredibly hard to open? Let's check it out, just in case we are pretty close to it.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the...
From here to the... It's military. The washerwoman...
It may have been used to serve as an... An old door,
Oh no, wait, padlocked door is for the church. Of course. Map wall is in the shop. Also don't need it. Okay, now what? Go to Joyce.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. Oh? Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days, she might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
She looks slightly disappointed. Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I... Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or
What?
Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves?
I'm looking for a lot of stuff, ain't I?
A lot of stuff.
I thought I would just leave the conversation. What the hell is this? I guess so. It doesn't feel like a lot to me. I could be doing more. Maybe there is something missing from your life.
Oh, there's plenty missing, but that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me instead, is there something else I can help you with?
Another thought, just like that. Searchlight Division. A lot of themes of leaking out eyes, I've noticed. Missing persons cases just really get to you. It's hard watching people worry about their loved ones. The little nervous movements, the dark rings around their eyes from sleepless nights. And even if there are no loved ones waiting, you like to have all your ducks in a row. And it really bothers you when whole entire people aren't accounted for. Shit. If I get another point, I guess I'll put it in the thought. Though I really shouldn't. All psychic learning caps raised by 1. Pain threshold. Concepts, rhetoric caps. Endurance. Could put 1 into endurance and then just forget this one. Learning cap of visual calculus, suggestion, electrochemistry, composure. None of that I really need, but you never know. Volition, logic. More or less the dialogue options heal you. I don't need that. 10 cents I would like. This could come in handy. Don't really need this one. I guess it's either this or endurance.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Actually, before we continue, break in recording.